first trip out with this new channel, Outside with Mr. Mike. A little bit about me. I am living in the greater Sacramento area, and just really felt that I needed to start a YouTube channel. I really enjoy the outside, being outdoors, whether that's kayaking like you're about to see right now, or working outside, working on project vehicles, outdoor projects, so you'll see a little bit of everything in this channel. This channel will primarily focus on fishing, but if I'm outside, my goal is to record a little bit of what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. So I'm also into hunting, that's turkey, deer, pig, so you'll probably see a little bit of that on this channel as well. Got some buddies of mine that you'll probably see as well. But yeah, let's get it. Today we're at the Sacramento Deep Water Channel. We're gonna see what we can. It looks like the tide's starting to recede a little bit, which is prime time to be out here. It is pretty high, but as the day progresses, should be coming out. Only be out here for a couple hours today, so shouldn't be too bad. Primarily going to be targeting bass. A little jump right there. So be running this bank right here, and then probably end up heading down towards Lake Washington and fishing over there. So stay with it. So a little bit about my setup. I have an Old Town Durago 106. This was given to me by a family member, probably about a year and a half ago. I previously had inflatable kayaks, mainly Intex Excursion Pros. I had two of them. One of them was a tandem, and then a buddy of mine who I got into kayaking and kayak fishing ended up getting a Moken and gave me his single Intex Excursion Pro. So this is my first hard kayak. Again, it was given to me. I know that Old Town is a pretty reputable brand. I absolutely love this thing. It's super fast. It gets me out on the water, which I love, and it's a good time. So I will probably be upgrading, but that won't be for a little while. One of the things about this particular channel is I really want to show the budgetary side of fishing. I know that, you see some guys on YouTube with massive, multi-$1,000 rigs, which is great, but I kind of want to show that you don't have to have all those crazy, fancy, expensive setups to just get out on the water and have a good time. It's a good time. You don't need $1 billion to get yourself out on the water. And that even goes down to my filming equipment. So I'm currently running a ODVV or OODV, something like that, action camera. It's about $60-ish, $60, $70, depending on when you get it on Amazon. My thing was I didn't want to go out and spend the money on a GoPro if it's gonna end up at the bottom of a waterway somewhere. So quality so far from what I've seen on screen has been okay. It does record at 4K, or so it claims. So it's again $60 get you out. So I'll probably end up going over some of my equipment as far as filming and stuff like that in a later video. And I'll also probably end up running a intro video, kind of a little bit more in depth than what you're seeing here. So looks like they're hitting top water, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and start out the morning with some top water, see what we can get. Stay tuned. Not the most graceful of launches, but we are out. So kind of going in line with the budgetary side of things, I tend to have a little bit more gear. Oh, there's a jump right there. Most of my gear, however, is stuff I get at Walmart, stuff I get at Bass Pro. So I do get gear there. However, I typically will go to the bargain bins of wherever I'm going. You don't need, anything super expensive or super crazy to get out on the water and catch some fish. For example, I primarily focus on crankbait. That's a lure that I really enjoy using. And my favorite one, I think I paid $2.50 for, is a Rebel and Fire Tiger. And I'm sure a lot of the pro guys are laughing because that's like a kid color, but hey, if the bass hit it, who cares, right? So also, as I'm coming out here, you may see that my excuse me, you may see that my camera angles may change a little bit. This is my first time filming and fishing, so I'm still trying to kind of figure out what it is I'm doing, what's going to work for me. I may end up actually buying another one of these cameras to get more angles, but figured we start with a POV. So I'm going to use a hard lure, topwater frog, to start out the day. It's got a little rattle in it, so yeah, let's get after it. Talk a little bit about my rod setup as I'm getting down. It's a little breeze today, and this kayak being such a lightweight kayak, it does tend to get blown around a little bit. So I'm gonna work on getting the right shots and angles, but again, another reason why I want to upgrade to a pedal drive or fin drive, but preferably a pedal drive stand on top kayak. I have currently running a ugly stick dock runner, and I'm sure a lot of these guys are gonna again laugh just because it's such a tiny little rod, but I absolutely love this thing. It is an ultralight rod, which makes it a lot of fun for getting after fish once they bite. It's a very sensitive rod too. I was actually super impressed for it being a budget rod. I think I paid $15 for this rod, and I've caught more fish with this rod than any of my others combined. It is an absolute blast to run this thing. So yeah. Again, kind of going back to the being blown around. My lure is at the 3 o'clock position, and you guys are facing noon just because it has a little bit of drift to it. So again, I apologize in advance for some of the angles here. Again, still figuring out what I'm doing here, so bear with me. Got a little bite. That's a terrible cast. And I'm paying for that terrible cast. Again, a little windy. I'm also rocking the waterproof case just because I'm on the water. Again, don't know how the audio quality is going to turn out on this, but as I get more into the filming aspect of fishing and get more confident with how I use my equipment, I'm sure things will get a little bit easier. You'll also notice I swapped from my topwater frog over, if I can get this undone here. Oh my goodness. Over to, this is a Rebel crankbait Fire Tiger. This is my 100% confidence lure as I go into a bush. Oh my goodness here. Oh man. So that is my confidence lure. I've caught more fish on that lure than any of my other lures combined as well. So as far as my fishing experience, I fished a lot when I was a kid, mainly trout. I grew up in the Central Valley in between Fresno and Bakersfield, so mainly did reservoir fishing up there. There's some rivers, but not like the Sacramento region. There's just so many waterways that you can go to. Uh, so, oops, another terrible cast. Just so many different waterways that you can go to here in the Sacramento region. Today I'm over here in West Sacramento at the Deep Water Channel. Thing I like about this particular one is it is a pretty decently sized waterway. From the public launch to Lake Washington is about a mile. It isn't the prettiest area. It is free, which again, going back to that budgetary side, it's free. Oh, there's a beaver right there. I don't know if you can see him. So right underneath those trees. But again, it's free. It's relatively close to my house. It's about a 20-ish minute drive, so not too terrible. And it's just a good time, get out on the water. Even if it's just for a couple hours, it's fun to get out here. So yeah, this will probably be the location that I film at the most, just because of convenience and location. You'll see a lot of different waterways. As I mentioned, there are a ton here. I do enjoy going up to Sly Park, going up there quite a bit. Also planning on getting into the actual delta here a little bit. For those who don't know, the Deepwater Channel is a barge canal that ships coming in from San Francisco Bay can use to get into Sacramento. There's a port here in West Sac. I don't know if you can see it on the video too well, but there is a rather large ship there. They bring in shipments from all over the world into here. So yeah. Yeah, so as long as you're not getting super close to the docks and the ships, typically on the weekends I've noticed they're a little bit more lax. You also do have the UC Davis rowing team that's based out of Lake Washington. They do have quite a bit of rowing teams that come out, as well as John boats that will come in. I'll shut up and let's get back to fishing. Another reason I want to get a pedal drive is the hands-free operation. Having to reposition every 2-3 casts. With this current kayak, it can be frustrating sometimes. Another thing I like about this rod is that I have a sit inside kayak, as you saw, and this is super easy to manipulate in this kayak as opposed to having a longer rod. As you can see, I just went in and manipulated the rod tip from a seated position, so not too shabby. I am seeing some fish movement right here. And again, having to reposition. Pretty windy out here today. I don't know if that's gonna inhibit me from being out here as long as I'd like to. Nor do I know how it's going to affect the sound quality of this video, but I do have the camera. Not sure if that was yeah, it was a sign. I do have the camera in a waterproof case, so I don't know if the wind's going to be a factor, but sound may be a factor. So, excuse me. We shall see what's up. Wind picking up is pretty bad today. So we're in mid-June right now, and actually late June. My apologies. So everything's really grown in on the bank edge, which is awesome. I've noticed that the bass really tend to hug close to the shore right about now. There is some rock formations here on the north side of the channel here that they like to sit in that transition between the rock and weeds. On the south side, there is a weed line that runs pretty much the entire length here that can be productive depending on time of day. Hey, good morning. Sorry about that. That guy scared the crap out of me. It's about 6:30 in the morning now. Let's go ahead and head down over to Lake Washington. As you can see, there is a ship right here in port. You don't normally see them on this particular dock, at least in my experience, but there is one here. Looks like we got two ships in port currently. Lake Washington is straight ahead. So instead of boring you guys with this probably 5-10 minute paddle, I will just see you all there. Okay, so slight change of plans. We are in Lake Washington at this point. It's not a different waterway. It's still part of the deep water channel, Barge Canal. But this is an area where the large ships can turn around to go back out to Susan and San Pablo and ultimately San Francisco Bay. All of these waterways are connected. If one wanted to, I don't know the legalities just because I'm on a kayak and not an actual boat, but I believe you could technically stay in the water all the way from here to the Golden Gate. So, but anyways, we're in Lake Washington. The main channel of the lake is actually this way, but there is a little cove over here that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to hit it. I have had success over here in the past, so we'll see what we can make happen here. I've caught green sunfish, bass, and to date I have yet to catch a striper. I'm not using the right gear to really catch striper. I could probably catch a juvenile striper, but I've just not had success doing that, though I don't necessarily target them outright, so that's no biggie. So the wind is pretty rough. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it is starting to warm up a little bit, and you're seeing some humidity roll off the top of the water, and it's blowing that way pretty good. So a little bit of chop on the water too. Nothing super crazy, but you know, a little bit more than usual. So let's see what we can make happen. So what I tend to do here, and not to give away all my secrets, but I tend to run parallel to the bank, and try to get kind of close to the weed line. That was not at all what I was trying to do with that cast, but I do tend to try to get a little bit closer. In fact, I should probably reposition, but I do tend to try to hug that weed line, or the tules rather, not weeds, and they tend to hang out in there. There we go, perfect. And just gonna slowly reel. I will say it is a whole different animal coming out here to fish versus coming out here to fish and film. Kind of always have that in the back of my head. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I am brand new to this whole filming thing, so you know, maybe just get out here and have something that I enjoy that could be fun to do. So that's kind of the whole reason I decided to get into this. So we'll see where the channel goes. I have a lot of ideas. As I mentioned earlier, primary focus of this channel is going to be fishing, but I do love being outside. I love working on stuff. I have an aluminum boat that I'm currently working on, or that I need to work on rather. So I'll be doing that, and you'll be seeing me go into these weeds. So that's fun. If you're still hanging out, I appreciate you. It's fun. Also, if you fish out here in the deep water channel, let me know what you like to do, like where you like to go. Don't give away your spots, of course, as I actively do so. But you know, if you like coming out here, you know, let me know. I found this location because of YouTube. I had moved here approximately 4.5 years ago, and I really wanted to get into fishing. I knew that there was a lot of waterways in the greater Sacramento area. You know, I just wanted to get out here. So typed in Sacramento fishing, and lo and behold, the deep water channel popped up, and the rest is kind of history. You do see quite a bit of the kayakers coming out here and fishing, as well as bank fishermen. You see a little bit of it all here, which is nice. Directly in front of me is the Washington Outboard Club. So I think it's vessels 21 feet or smaller. You can actually launch into the deep water channel here. They do have a very long wait list, from what I understand, something like multiple years. But that is something that you could potentially look into if you have a small vessel, which I do. It needs a ton of work, but I do have one. You guys will probably see that in a later video. Had a little bite. Nothing crazy, but something. Just kidding. Again, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be, because I know I'm not. I've been at it now for like 6-7 years, and even then, I had years of going and not catching anything, but I kept at it. You know, it's something I enjoy. It's something that I do to relax. So you don't have to go out and immediately catch fish, because it's not going to happen. And if you go in with that attitude, you're going to have a very bad time. Just getting outside, having that time to, you know, get some vitamin D exposure, and just enjoy the outside. Just enjoy being outside, guys. So with this wind picking up, I am going to switch positions here a little bit. I'm thinking that Lake Washington proper may have a little bit more wind break than what I'm dealing with here. So I was gonna cut, but it's like right here, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, fish boil, fish boil. Get in there. Ha ha ha! Look at this. That was pretty cool. That was a fish boil. They all look pretty small too, to be honest, but I'm also not the guy that comes out here to catch monsters. Like, a dink is a dink. I don't care. It's fun. They're fun to fight. Hell, I even like catching the green sunfish. Let's see if we can get back over. I'm still seeing a couple little boils here and there. like he got a little striper. Good for him. I'm about to get decked by some toolies. So normally when I come out here, it is not this windy. So again, I know I mentioned it already, but if the sound quality is bad, I do apologize. Come on. There we go. Let's get this up a little bit. Doing a little bit of a fan cast. As I was mentioning earlier, with running things on a budget here, I don't have a graph. Would I like one? Sure. And I'll probably get one someday, but right now I'm just trying to get out here as cheaply as I can, really. It's just something I enjoy doing. It's coming out here and throwing the line in. I was out here 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, with my buddy Ross. Shout out to Ross, actually, real quick. Ross was kind of the one who drove me to start a YouTube channel. I kind of thrown the idea at him, and he peer pressured me into it, as I peer pressure him into doing literally everything else. So shout out Ross, man, thank you. But him and I were out here, and we were getting after it right in this little section here, which was a lot of fun. Oh. Oh, jeez. Never said I was a professional, y'all. Just remember that. I would really like my first video to not be a skunk, but if it happens, it happens. I don't even care if it's a dink. I just want to try to catch something, so I can show you guys I actually do catch fish. Well, I don't know if it got it on camera. I hope it did. I went to check and it wasn't recording. But I did have a decent sized bass. I did not land it, but I did have it out of the water. and then it's shook and the hook popped. My hook set was not the best, but hopefully I got that on camera. I did have it right about here. I really hope it was recording, because that is the only bite I've had so far today. So my camera died, but it is excuse me, it is a no skunk. I had caught one earlier, and I didn't land it, but it was right next to the boat. But yeah, he's a little dink, but hey, at the end of the day, it's all about the fun, right? Take care, little guy. Thank you. All right, guys, we got her all tied down, and we're heading out. Learned a lot. Definitely need to bring extra batteries. I ended up catching a largemouth, much smaller than the first one. The first one that I caught was a quick release. I did not land it in the kayak, but still a lot of fun. But I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to comment on anything that you think I should do differently, or if you have any questions or anything like that. I'm not going to shamelessly plug the like, comment, subscribe stuff, but if you feel so inclined to do so, I guess go ahead. But again, thanks for joining me today, and we will catch you on the next one.